heart-pounding and exhilarating. Words that describe a day at the Great American Theme Park. There are approximately 450 parks across the country, each with spine-tingling rides and one-of-a-kind themed attractions. These parks entice 335 million guests and generate more than $11 billion annually. To keep numbers growing, parks look to stay on the cutting edge of the thrilling and scary, while keeping one step ahead of the competition by adding the latest and greatest attraction.
It was awesome. I loved it. It was a great thrill.
Amusement parks fall under three categories. There's mega parks like Disney and Busch Gardens, regional parks like Six Flags and Dollywood, and then smaller local parks. The big stars at theme parks are roller coasters, rides that entertain and thrill, giving passengers the ultimate adrenaline rush. There are more than 700 coasters in the U.S. But what is a roller coaster? By definition, it's a small gravity train with open cars that move along a high, sharply winding trestle. But to theme park visitors, it means screams and thrills. Theme parks spend millions of dollars every year on new rides, attractions, and shows. These rides aren't cheap. Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, invested $21 million on their 17th roller coaster, the Maverick.
Well, the reason we named it Maverick is because it is. It's not like other roller coasters. It's going a different direction. You know, it's hugging the ground. It's going to be twisting and turning and diving in between canyons and going through a tunnel. It's different. It's out there. It's bucking the trend.
The elements that I'm most looking forward to in Maverick are the double launch feature of this ride. I think being launched up the hill and then having a launch within a tunnel are going to be big surprises. I think it's also going to add to the excitement of the ride and the overall coaster experience.
New rides for amusement parks are really their lifeblood, because if you don't do something every year, people are going to look at it and say, hey, why didn't you put in a new ride this year?
Making sure those words are not heard at the Dollywood Theme Park in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, is Anthony Esparza, Vice President of the Herschend Family Entertainment Corporation. The Herschend Group is a big player in the amusement park industry. They own or operate 20 properties in 9 states, including Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri, Stone Mountain Park near Atlanta, and Wild Adventures Park in Valdosta, Georgia. Dollywood, nestled in the Great Smoky Mountains and co-owned by country music legend Dolly Parton, attracts nearly 2.5 million visitors annually. In 2004, Herschend built Thunderhead, a wooden roller coaster for $7 million, and 2 years later spent $6.5 million for Timber Tower. It's all part of staying competitive.
There are new rides opening every year at every location, and everyone considers it their baby, and it's something that you do your very best to market and to really outshine your competition.
But how did theme parks become such a large part of the entertainment and tourism industry? These parks started in very humble surroundings. One of the first to open was at Coney Island, New York in 1875. Its first coaster, the Switchback Railway, opened 9 years later. Passengers paid a nickel to sit in cars that moved at 6 miles an hour. As rides developed, they became more adventurous. What's now considered the granddaddy of roller coasters, the Cyclone, opened on Coney Island June 26, 1927. It cost $175,000 to build and still draws big crowds.
It wasn't exactly the first roller coaster, but it is the scariest, the best, the most. It's the classical roller coaster from Coney Island. And Coney Island's had over 50 roller coasters, and this is the only one that survives.
For more than 80 years, the Cyclone has been part of Coney Island. The wooden coaster features an 85-foot plunge with 60-degree angles and reaches speeds of 40 miles per hour.
My first memory of the Cyclone was sheer, total terror. And actually, the first time I went on was with my husband. And I took one look at it. I thought, I'm not doing this. And I thought, for this guy, I think I'll do it.
It's a rite of passage to ride the Cyclone. You know, as soon as you're tall enough and you measure up next to that little ruler that's next to it, and you can go on it with your parents or whatever if they're brave enough to go on it. It's a memory you'll have forever, and then you bring your own kids back, and you see generations of people going all the way back. The grandparents who rode it, the parents, the children, and it's the last of a great Coney Island tradition.
You know, sometimes people think you can get it all simulated in this day and age, and everything is on TV and DVD. But at the end of the day, people want to be around other people, and they want to be outdoors, and they want a shared experience. I think that's what our industry brings to it. And I think also people like the thrills. They like the being out of their element. They like the fantasy of it, and we provide all that. And you can just come for a day, you come for a week, or you can come for a couple hours.
A majority of those park hours are spent on roller coasters. People are crazy about them, and they even have their own organization. The American Coaster Enthusiast Club, founded in 1978, now has 10,000 members from all 50 states and 12 countries.
It's just like if we had a car club or we had a skydiving club. We have a coaster club. We all get together and ride coasters and enjoy coasters from, all over the country.
Sometimes people combine their love of roller coasters with the love of their lives. 7 couples said their I-do's on Goliath, the largest and scariest roller coaster at Six Flags Over Georgia in Atlanta.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
I don't know why people love to go and be terrified. I know why they like to go and have the visceral thrill of some of the rides, but what the roller coaster terror is about, I honestly can't explain it. I don't have it. I'm scared when I'm on there, and most people are just having the time of their lives.
But how do rides get off the ground and into the sky? Stay with us on The Business of Fun as we take you behind the scenes as Dollywood's new roller coaster, Mystery Mine, goes from the drawing board through construction to its first bone-jarring, white-knuckled ride.
A few screams of delight and a few screams of terror, I think, were heard in the same car.